What's up, folks? My name is Felix. Welcome back to another Monday update where we talk about the current situation in the DeFi market, and I want to talk specifically about a few projects, want to give you updates. And without further ado, we want to get right into it because I don't have much time today. So the first thing we want to take a look at is the current total value locked, which is sitting at roughly 38.5 billion US dollars in the overall market. We saw a little uptrend over the last 2 days. Now we saw a little correction, but overall there is new liquidity in the markets. Also on the Base network, for example, where I am currently observing and playing a lot of projects. This is my favorite chain currently because of the gas fees, because of the fast transactions, and because we basically see the early stages of the Binance Smart Chain in the end of 2020 and in the beginning of 2021 happening currently on Base with all the tomb forks, and I'm pretty sure there will be way more lucrative protocols in the future. The first project which I wanted to talk about in this video on the Base network is Basedrip, because it is a printer since it started. At least for me, what I'm currently doing, you can see we are still above 1 million US dollar in total value locked. I went into the staking pools. I already explained this in my previous videos, and I'm in the Arrow USDBC pool with currently around 4 to 5% in daily APR. This one has just a 2% deposit fee, and Arrow is also very stable since the project started. So at around 3.5 cents, 4 cents, sometimes even up to 5 cents. So there is a little impairment loss, of course, but the return here in this pool with almost 5% daily is of course way higher than this impermanent loss. And this pool is really printing for me over the last days. They just announced that tomorrow there will be 2 more pools, a stablecoin pool, as well as a pool where you can pair your B-rate as well as the B-share token. For example, the B-rate token is still trading above peg, and the B-share token is sitting at 3.2k. So very solid numbers over here, and people seem to be liking the platform, and that's why I think it will do well over the next couple days at least, if not over the upcoming weeks. We'll see how it develops. I will of course keep you updated on what's happening in Basedrip. I'm currently just in the Arrow USDBC pool. I'm not holding any native tokens of this platform. Second protocol which I wanted to dive into is Alpha 365. I a little bit avoided to talk about this platform because I wanted to see in which direction they go, especially with their external revenue, which they need to bring in to, of course, sustain the yields which are distributed. Currently, my stats look like this. I'm at a vault balance of 568 alpha tokens, and I'm still, of course, on 1.5% daily rewards. The thing is, Alpha 365 took at least from my perspective, very critical direction, because they moved a lot of the liquidity funds into outside investments. And I'm talking specifically about Elephant Money. I know there are a lot of Elephant Money maxis out there which say Elephant Money is currently the best DeFi project out there and it might be the best performing in the future. As far as I figured out when I did my research about this protocol, this is a Ponzi. This is a big system with a lot of smart contracts in it, and all of those little smart contracts have to feed each other. And if there is no new liquidity for those little Ponzis in the big system, this system will implode and basically everyone will withdraw their capital, and of course the early ones will dump on the newer ones. For example, if we take a look on the chart, which was only going up for quite a long time, we just saw in the last 24 hours the first bigger dip in those just recent days, months, or almost years, we could say. We saw almost 11% dip in the last 24 hours. So we saw the all-time high over here and people took profits. So if I take a look at this chart here, of course, this looks unhealthy. And all the math and all the mechanics behind it, you don't have to tell me this. I watched all the AMAs. I saw, for example, also the recent AMA on the channel of Gerhard of Bitcoin Strategy. And the thing I got, or the thing I remember from this AMA is each one teach one. And that's exactly what I'm trying to do here, because, for example, if you just look into Elephant Money futures, where you get 0.5% daily on your BUSD, which you deposit into these smart contracts, This is clearly a Ponzi because there's no product, there is no utility, and where is the yield coming from? Just ask this question yourself and you will know elephant money will implode at some time. And that's why I'm very worried about the investment of Alpha 365. I hope they manage to get out at the right time because, again, a lot of liquidity of the protocol is currently deposited in elephant money. And of course, if elephant money would go down, there would be a big hole in the liquidity of Alpha 365. And I don't know if the project would be able to recover from it. So let's see how this develops over the upcoming weeks. For example, they are already in the testing phase of the Omega platform, which is basically the sports betting, which will also be an external revenue stream. So I'm excited to see once it launches if it gets adoption and people are really using it. Next one I wanted to get into is a protocol which will launch on Base, and I'm really excited about. There was just a whitelist document where you could put in your wallet address and basically qualify for a spot in the pre-sale, or at least qualify for a spot in the pre-sale. This will be first come, first serve. This is a fork of Basedrip. This is a protocol which launched on the Pulse chain around 2 months ago, got a lot of adoption, basically a fork of Furio, Arc, or the original Drip. And here we already have around 890 faucet accounts, so 890 people who deposited into this, and the chart is also looking very good. So for example, the pre-sale price here was at $2, and that's why I'm also excited about Basedrip, because all the pre-sellers here had the chance after a few days to sell the tokens for $65, and now the token is still trading at around a 7 to 8x of pre-sale prices, and this still around 1.5 to 2 months after the project launched. This is, especially in those market conditions, a very good performance. And why I see even more potential for this kind of project on the Base network is very simple. If we jump over and take a look how much total value locked is currently on Pulse chain, it's 160 million. On Base we have 350 million, and people seem to be liking the Base network even more than Pulse chain. For example, you have very cheap transaction fees below 1 cent. You have ETH to pay your transaction fees. Those are very fast. And in the long run, Base chain, at least from my perspective, with Coinbase behind it, will get way more adoption than Pulse chain will ever get. With that being said, I want to move over to the last project I wanted to mention in this video, which is a new one called ScaleX. This will basically be a cross-chain reflection token. And you can use this token, for example, for airdrop farming. At least I will use it for that. And it will use the technology of layer 0, which is basically a blockchain between blockchains. And you can use ScaleX in the beginning. So it will launch on Ethereum, then afterwards on Base and on the Binance Smart Chain, and also on all the airdrop chains. So for example, ZK Sync Era, or probably ZK EVM Polygon, or also on Starknet. And you will of course be able to use ScaleX on all of these chains. And you will also get reflections from every transaction. So if someone buys, sells, or bridges the token, you as a holder will get a share of the fees. There are of course a lot of other ways how you can profit by holding the token, but this should just give you an initial overview. If you want to dig deeper, I will of course link the project down in the Discord, and you can ask your questions after you did your research, of course, over there. That should do it for this video. If you have any questions, let me know down in the comment section. If you liked it, would be great if you can hit the like button. And if you don't want to miss future updates or new projects, you also might want to subscribe, because I release videos almost on a daily basis here on this channel. Thanks for watching, and see you on the next one.